When we moved into our house, we bought these IKEA shelves to use as well, the kind of catch-all for our son and our stuff. They're very flexible, they're easily adjusted, and you can fit quite a few cars on it. But there's also an additional hack that you can do. And here it is, by adding a small board to the side and some 3D printed mounts, you can actually store extra cars. And hopefully free up some room for some more crap, or buying more cars. So the first step is to cut some material on, well, I have a table saw, so I use that. It's 235 millimeters wide, and I've already cut 2 of these for one of the IKEA shelves, so this is one for my son's, I guess, but I'm going to mount this one on mine. He can have one of the others. And I've got a car that I'm going to mount, which is my eSheen EA15. So I'll take you through the process of doing that. I don't have a tripod here anymore, so I'm just going to have to tell you and then do it and come back once it's done. I need to mark a halfway line, and this is 235 mil, so this is set to 117.5, and I'm just going to mark it there, then mark at the other end and use my big ruler to join it together. So my midline is marked all the way down. Now I'm going to set my car kind of where I want the front wheels to be hung, and then I'm going to measure the wheelbase and attach my little 3D printed wheel holders. So the wheelbase on that little car is 145 mil, so half of that is 72.5. The way that I show kids to do this at school, if they're not very good at measuring either side from the centre, is over the centre put your 72.5, then mark at one end of the ruler, and then mark at 145. So I line up this bottom corner of the mount with the edge of my mark, so I know that the end of the tyre is going to be flush with the end of the mount. And these mounts are really good for the end of the roll of filament. If you've got a friend with a 3D printer and they're coming to the end of their roll, ask them to make you a couple of these. I was printed in groups of 5 in just under 2 hours, so I printed up quite a few. Once you've got that lined up, just use your chosen screwdriver to ram a couple of screws in. And depending on how you're going to mount it, I would like this flush with the top of my shelf. I've made a mark about 25 millimeters or an inch, close enough to from the top. I'm just going to drill a hole there, so I've got a place to put my screw through. Oh, by the way, you can make it out of anything. This is just leftover MDF that I scavenged from the bin at my local cabinet maker. These are probably cover sheets. So depending on your quality of tools, this should fit quite snugly in there. Let me just pause while I go do that. There we go, fits in nicely. Now just put my screw in. There you have it. One car mounted. Space for another couple.